Hey everyone, welcome to fantasypoints.com and the Fantasy Points live stream as we do yet another live draft here at fantasypoints.com. This is an NFFC Cutline. If you guys are unfamiliar, it's a 10-team hybrid best ball where I believe this year the first 10 weeks of the season are best ball. After that, there's a cut down, hence Cutline, and then the draft progresses into where you set lineups. There are 3 separate waiver periods as well. So it's not a pure best ball, but your best ball team has to succeed early for you to make it to and past the cut line. I am on the clock. My name is Joe Dolan, by the way. I'm drafting number 5 overall, and I am going to take, as a matter of fact, I was thinking in a 10-team league, I kind of hope Travis Kelce falls here. I think I could gain an advantage. He actually goes number 4. So I'm going to take Derrick Henry, who's the best player on my board. I'll take him at number 5 overall. Other players in consideration there were Saquon Barkley and Jonathan Taylor. But Travis Kelce would have been in consideration for me had he been there. I hope everybody is having a wonderful evening here. I'm just kind of hanging out, doing drafts as I do basically all of my free time right now. It's just that I'm talking about it while I do it instead of scratching my nads, which is what I'll do when I'm drafting an NFFC or a best ball 10 team or an underdog draft as well. So it's good to be with you. Hope everybody's following me on Twitter at FG_Dolan. Follow the Fantasy Points Media Group at Fantasy PTS Live, where our guy Ben Kukanis is tweeting behind the scenes, and he'll be tweeting out some of the draft board and all that stuff after that. And follow our friends at the NFFC, on Twitter if you're interested in some of these leagues. And they'll always be tweeting when I'm going live with the draft, or actually Grant Barfield's doing one Thursday night. We're going to have Tom Brawley, John Hansen, Scott Barrett as well. They're going to be mixing in and doing some of these drafts. So, okay. All right. So we are in a pause because Stoner is not here. This is wonderful for a live stream. All right. Yeah. Great start. Yeah, so we're in a pause. I'm doing a live stream and he's not there. So yeah, what's everybody been watching on television? I just finished up the Formula One series Drive to Survive. It was really good. Now I'm all flustered because I'm by myself and I'm talking about. Now I'm sitting here by myself, talking to myself. That's chaos theory. Fortunately, I have a beverage here, so not to put too fine a point on it, but this is not an official sponsor. I went to the liquor store last week, and so the guy behind the counter is like, "You want an Evan Williams hat?" And I'm like, "Well, yeah. How much does it cost?" And he's like, "It's free." And I was like, well, then shit, yeah, I want an Evan Williams hat. So I have an Evan Williams hat, and I have a tasty beverage as well. But yeah, so pausing live drafts is not conducive to live streaming. They might have to have a word with somebody. Anyway, Ben Kukanis, do you know Vince Velasquez just threw 6 scoreless innings? Yeah, he's pitching really well. So anyway, so sitting here at 10th, Saquon Barkley's still on the board, and I think that's interesting. We had a 2,000-word treatise from Dr. Edwin Porras, Doctor of Physical Therapy, up on the website this week and last week, actually, and we posted it up for free. If anybody hasn't checked it out at fantasypoints.com, and you can follow Twitter, Edwin on Twitter at FB Injury Doc. And he is making a case for Saquon Barkley. The Saquon Barkley is falling and is a steal in drafts right now. And I understand he's coming off an injury, but he seems to think that it's a pretty standard ACL for what he's going through. And other guys have come back, and that's not to say he's going to be Adrian Peterson and win the MVP award, but yeah, that's Saquon Barkley was in consideration for me at number 5 overall. The fact that he's available at 10 is a steal. Okay, so yeah, this is really not conducive to live streaming. So I'm just kind of babbling through this. Skinny Dog tells me in the chat that he is sorry he snagged Kelsey in front of me. He must have had the same strategy as I had. 10-team league. Things are things you can. I wanted to create an advantage there, and he must have had the same thought as me. So, but anyway, that was a strategy. Apologize for stealing him in front of me. It looks like we're moving. I guess Stoner. Well, I guess that could tell us what happened. Maybe he's he's flying high right now and he can't make the draft, but yeah, we're moving along. The countdown is at 20 seconds. I'm looking at what I'm going to do here in the second round. Now, keep in mind, this is a 10-team league. So your team is going to look loaded no matter what. It's just a matter of loaded at what position. So I'm trying to figure out the optimal strategy. I had a Cutline team last year that didn't really do anything. I had a couple of draft champions teams that did a lot. Those are 12-team leagues that had third round reversal. So Cam Akers comes off the board here. And I guess we're just going to have to wait out the clock from here on out. Just whenever Stoner's on the clock. So I'll just be sitting here talking to myself about this. And yeah, well, let's just see who's going to be available. Like I said, the best players available on the board are Saquon Barkley, Tyreek Hill, Nick Chubb, Devontae Adams, and Aaron Jones, both of whom I have a ton of right now. And I don't I understand the value right now because if Aaron Rodgers drops in a hot air balloon and falls to Green Bay, and he's like, I'm back, then you have two guys who are first-round picks. And I have a ton of both of them right now, though, and I don't want to overinvest in the event Rodgers isn't there and Jordan Love is a disaster. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do if they're there on the board, but Najee Harris comes off the board. So Saquon Barkley's still there at 12 overall, which is, I mean, I hope I'm not like, blowing anybody's strategy up, but I think Saquon Barkley being there in the now 13 overall is kind of a surprise. So we'll see what happens here. Barkley, Chubb, Devontae, Aaron Jones, Tony Gibson still on the board, Hopkins, Ridley. There goes Saquon at 13 overall. I mean, what a fucking steal that is. Pardon my French. I mean, even if you're out on Saquon, if you can get him in the second round, I mean, please. Just ridiculous. All right, so my pick's coming up here in 3 spots. Okay. I mean, I'm going to get a really good player here. It just is a matter of who. Chubb, Adams, Jones, Gibson, Hopkins, Ridley. I mean, it could be anybody. Let's see here. Pistol Pete's on the clock right now. A good friend of the radio program. All right. So he takes Nick Chubb. Obviously, any pick at this point is going to be a defensible one. Let's see here. I've got Derrick Henry. I have Derrick Henry, so obviously, the downside to Derrick Henry would be new offense. Is he going to have problems after the heavy workload, which many backs have in the past? So we will see what's going on here. All right, so one pick until I'm up. Romeo's on the clock right now. All right, looks like Stoner's has joined the draft. He put the players he wanted in his queue, which was obvious to me because Barkley didn't come off the board. Okay, Devontae Adams comes off ahead of me. Got Aaron Jones. You know what? I'm going to shoot for some upside here, and I'm going to take Antonio Gibson. And, I'm in on Metcalf this year. I just with Gibson, I think the receiving potential is actually kind of untapped. I think they're going to let him be a workload. I think the fact that he had such an impressive rookie season while basically learning the position means things are just looking up. I think the offensive line is okay for Washington. I think the offense is going to be better with Fitzpatrick at quarterback. There's all kinds of upside there. All right, let's see here. Okay. Let's see here. Golf is on the clock. I don't want to shout out everybody's name too much here, just because I know people are protective of their strategies. Aaron Jones comes off the clock, so both Green Bay guys whose value is being hurt by Aaron Rodgers are off the clock right now. So yeah, I just started getting into Formula One because of this Drive to Survive series, which does not make me unique in any way whatsoever. But I have turned into a big Pierre Gasly fan. I think he got screwed by Red Bull. That cocky Red Bull guy who's married to Ginger Spice really pisses me off. I'm in on Pierre Gasly. I think they made a mistake. Although Checo Perez is doing pretty well this year. I know that. Okay, I'm coming back around here in the third round. Justin Jefferson still on the board. Joe Mixon. At running back, Dobbins and Swift. Haven't had a ton of Dobbins yet this year. He's just one of those guys who's kind of slipped through the cracks for me. Just like where I would be willing to take him, there hasn't really been. I just haven't been able to pull the trigger. Normally, I'm taking wide receivers in that spot. So let's see here. Okay, there goes Dobbins, so I won't get a crack at him in this draft. I think I have my idea on a strategy right now. Let's see if that strategy will be executed. CeeDee Lamb is the 23rd player drafted. Okay, that's about as early as I've seen him go. Pretty impressive here. Shit. All right. I'm going to take Joe Mixon. I've just opened running back in this draft. I was considering Joe Mixon with my second pick. I thought he would be gone by my third. So now I feel like I am in really good shape at the running back position. Now, this comes at a cost. You can only start up to 3 running backs because there's a flex in this format. There's also a team kicker and a team defense, by the way. So you don't have to draft an individual kicker. If you're gonna have kickers, this is the way to do it. Team kicker. I remember back in the Halcyon days of MFL 10s when MFL 10s were actually on MFL. They actually had kickers, individual kickers, as part of the equation. Now, most big best ball sites don't even do kickers. So some don't even do defenses at this point. Yeah, so they actually had kickers, and I remember just like ending up with 2 late kickers, and both of them were cut. Both of them were cut within just before the season started, so I got no points for my kicker spot, and I swore them off ever since. I got rid of them in my individual leagues, and it's the best decision I ever made. And now Scott Fish is throwing a wrench into everything because he's throwing damn kickers into the fishbowl this year. To make us more uncomfortable. The twist on the fishbowl though this year is you don't have to start a kicker, but you can start 4 of them as flexes. So, we actually had an article from Jeff Henderson. If you go to fantasypoints.com, if you're watching this on YouTube, Periscope, wherever the hell you're watching it, it's free. It's a free article about Scott Fishbowl 11 and using his fantasy war metric to analyze that. He thinks kickers are being underdrafted in some of the mocks right now. So I think that's absolutely fascinating. Skinny Dog says he hated passing on Mixon. I guess I got him back for George Kittle, but I just thought that was really good value on Joe Mixon. And now I think I'm in really good shape at that position. So we'll see what happens there, but I've got 3 guys who I have ranked inside like my top 12 at running back. I mean, I think that's pretty freaking good. Let's see here. I think at bare minimum, I have Mixon. I just did a run of my best ball rankings, which you can get at fantasypoints.com. Let me see where I have, just to make sure I'm doing this right. Let's see here. I have Mixon at 14. So I have 3 of my top 14 running backs. So that's pretty good. I'll take that. That's pretty good. Okay. So I'm coming up here in round 4. There's 5 picks before me. 4 picks before me now. Allen Robinson goes in the 4th round. That some of the things that you can do in these 10-team drafts is just silly. It's just stupid. Okay, Miles Sanders is off the board. Michael Thomas was a 4th round pick. Okay. Keenan Allen, George Kittle, David Montgomery, Amari Cooper on board, Josh Allen, Travis Etienne. All right. Josh Jacobs, Chris Carson. I would say Carson's the best running back left on the board. No, Montgomery. I have Montgomery ahead of Carson. Pistol Pete's on the clock. He's picking now. Let's see what he's going to do. He takes ETN. Interesting. There goes Keenan Allen. I was hoping I was going to just fall ass backwards into Keenan Allen. I did not. But fuck it, man. I'm shooting for the moon, right, Ben? George Kittle. Okay, so I have now opened my draft from the 5 hole with Derrick Henry, Antonio Gibson, Joe Mixon, and George Kittle. I do not recall starting a draft like this in a long time. I do not have a wide receiver yet. But I feel like I drafted the best player on the board at every spot. And remember, this is best ball for the first 10 weeks of the season. So I'm going to see what happens. I'm hoping and praying that Kittle stays healthy. But man, that's an upside play. Skinny Dog took the player I was going to take if I didn't take George Kittle. It's Amari Cooper. I would have taken him there. Let's just see what happens the rest of this draft. All right, so I'm up in 6 picks. I got this 5th pick, so in a 10-team draft, things are come around pretty quick. Let's see. Okay. Julio Jones comes off the board. That's interesting in the 4th round. I think that was one of those trades that, like, I thought Julio. I don't think his ADP is going to move a whole lot after the trade to Tennessee. I thought if he got traded to San Francisco or especially New England, I thought his ADP was going to just go through the freaking roof. Not the case, in my opinion, anymore. I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's going to stay kind of where it was as like a 4th round type of pick, which is where he went here. David Montgomery comes off the board at 40th overall. I think that's a totally good price. I think when Justin Fields takes over that job, the run game is going to be helped considerably. And Andy Dalton's better than what they were throwing out there at quarterback last year, too. So David Montgomery, who was great down the stretch, liked that pick a lot. Okay. I'm coming up in 3 picks here. I have my eyes on a couple of guys. For sure. Let's look at some of the best players available. Josh Allen, Mike Evans, Josh Jacobs, Robert Woods, Chris Carson, Chris Godwin, Kyler Murray, Jamar Chase, Kyle Pitts. Top guys left by rank, which would be, I guess, their ADP overall. Let's see here. Okay. I mean, my team construction right now is just completely out of whack for me. Even though in years past I have been a heavy best ball tight running back early guy, taking 3 of them at the start of a 10-team draft, 3 of them at the start of a draft this year is not something I have done yet. I just found good value on Mixon. I think Mixon's going to have the work, and I just think he's somebody who people have been burned by in the past, and I understand that, where they're going, worried about the offensive line, but I really don't want people to underestimate just how important, quite frankly, the departure of Gio Bernard is. I think it's super important for Joe Mixon. Okay, I'm 1 pick off the board. Skinny Dog he's been apologizing to me in the chat here on the NFFC website about sniping me. Sniped me on Travis Kelce, and he passed on. Okay, he did not take my guy. I was hoping people in this room didn't follow me too much. Robert Woods is my guy this year. I think he's just hysterically undervalued. I think Matthew Stafford's going to be incredible. Robert Woods is the guy I wanted, and not ideal as a wide receiver 1 in a 10-team league. But again, I spent up at running back and I spent up at tight end. So I'm going with a little bit of a different build here on this team. So Robert Woods is my wide receiver 1. Again, I started with 3 running backs and a tight end. Okay. Hey, Ben Kukanis, that's 7 scoreless for Vinny Velasquez, who like in this absolute dog shit Philly season, and yet again they're hovering around 500 as they cannot shake doing. Vinny Velasquez has been like a bright spot, which is one of the things that like I make fun of every year. Everybody's like, this is the year. This is the year for Vince Velasquez. And you buy into it so many times that you start to consider how insane you are. And well, this year he did it. Well, Ben, the problem is like they make the bullpen is horrendous. And the defense is horrendous. And they follow every 3-game win streak with a 3-game lose streak. It's really, really frustrating. All right. Got a interesting group of players still left on the board. Ben's going to try to join me for a little bit. Okay, he's got Ben's checking audio. Let's see here. Just to make sure it's okay. There goes Dak Prescott to Stoner. Interesting pick there. All right, Ben has too much feedback to join me. So Dolan is flying solo. Here I go again on my own. Rest in peace to Tawny Kitaen. Somebody kind of pointed out that Steven Tyler looks like Tawny Kitaen, and I can't unsee it. Going down the only road I've ever known. It's only the 6th round, Ben. Oh my goodness. I'm singing White Snake here. Yeah, let's see here. All right. I'm actually kind of intrigued by this team I'm drafting so far. I don't know if it's going to work, but I mean, if I'm drafting this team, these Cutline Championships, I'm here to win the 100,000. Like that's what you want to do. You want to win the 100,000. You want to put yourself in a position to win 100,000. Could a traditional build do that? For sure, so long as you draft the right players. But I'm going to try to create, some upside for this team. Let's see here. Pistol Pete's on the clock again. Loyal listener and reader of the website. I appreciate Pistol Pete. He was a fan of anybody who supported me and Brawley when we were at the fantasy free agents, God, I could kiss you. Like I just mean that with every everything of my being. Just like we were a couple of schmucks who were deserted for a year. And Ben, this is working out nice for me. I drafted 3 running backs and I drafted Kittle, and now I drafted 2 boring but undervalued wide receivers. I'm taking Adam Thielen. Yeah. So, look, they're older, they're boring, and they are productive as shit. I'll take Robert Woods and Adam Thielen to do that. If I'm, there might not be a sexy receiver there, but man, I love that pick. I would have been okay, by the way, if Thielen was my first receiver on this team in the 5th round. So I'm pretty happy with grabbing him there. As a matter of fact, one of the things I've been doing this year, maybe I shouldn't say this on a live stream, but shit, no holding back. I have been really enjoying investing in the Titan and Viking offenses because they are so narrow. They're kind of the same, like they're different offenses, but like when you look at the construction of them, they're kind of similar to me. You've got, Woods and Cup and certainly some tertiary options not Woods and Cup, Thielen and Jefferson, and Cook in Minnesota. You've got Henry, you've got Julio, and you've got AJ Brown, and you've got those guys in Tennessee. You've got two really interesting mid-round quarterbacks. I like Tannehill a little more because of his mobility, but I kind of like Cousins this year as a cheap quarterback. As a QB2. And then you've got the tight ends, Irv Smith and Ferkser, I like Irv more than I like Ferkser, but guys who you can get in the double-digit rounds who I think can really produce for you. And there's really not a whole lot outside of those guys who you want to invest in. Man, I really like that overall. I like building my team like with those guys. All right. I have quite a bit of both Woods and Thielen this year. Woods is among my most drafted players. I hope he doesn't break my heart this year, but betting on Robert Woods has been a good bet. Oh, damn it. There goes Chase Claypool. Somebody I was targeting with this pick. Yeah, Chase Claypool is off the board. We are in round 7 and Josh Jacobs is still available, by the way. Holy moly. Holy man, as Tom Brawley would say. All right. Bobby Trees, Adam Thielen. Where am I looking here? I think obviously he took a hit when Skinny Dog. You and I are gonna have some words. Skinny Dog just robbed me of T. Higgins. Well, I'm gonna take DJ Chark. I think he's due for a big season with Trevor Lawrence, but I absolutely think Ferkser can do something, but he took a touchdown hit with Julio coming in. I just think you could have made the argument he was going to be the number 2 target in the passing offense. Obviously, I think Tennessee understood they had to do something. I took DJ Chark, by the way, over Kenny Golladay. I have absolutely no fucking clue what to do with Kenny Golladay this year. I'm going to fully admit it. I don't necessarily love Daniel Jones. But yeah, I took DJ Chark. I like his upside. I'm gonna bet on a little bit of upside with Chark. I kind of like that Jerry Jeudy pick in the 7th round, and I think if you're taking Jerry Jeudy, you might want to like you're kind of like almost like placing a bet that either Teddy Bridgewater or your God's hope is Aaron Rodgers is the quarterback. Right, Ben? I said, if you're taking Jerry Jeudy, you're kind of hoping that the quarterback is Aaron Rodgers. So, I'm a Philadelphia 76ers fan, which sounds like I'm introducing myself at a rehab facility these days. Their loss in the playoffs is just utterly sickening to me. I'm like embarrassed to be a Sixers fan. But there was a piece of news today that hurt me more, I think, in a way than the loss did. Their play-by-play guy, Mark Zumoff, who is in my opinion, like Philadelphia has been blessed. Yes, has been blessed with some of the single best like hometown play-by-play announcers of all time. You got Merrill Reese with the Eagles, Harry Callis, obviously with the Phillies, Zoo with the Sixers, and Jim Jackson with the Flyers. As a matter of fact, Doc Emmerich used to work for the Flyers. And Zumoff, of the guys who was currently still in Philly, was, far and away the best. Losing Zoo is like horrible to me. And the only way, Daryl Morey, I know you're watching this live stream because you do not have anything better to do on a Tuesday night at 9:30 than watch NFFC Cutline drafts. The only way you're going to make up for a loss of Mark Zumoff for me is to put Damian Lillard in a Philadelphia 76ers uniform. That's it. That's it, Daryl Morey. It's the only way. You hear me? Holy man. Okay. All right, let me look at this. Who's that? Okay, what am I going to do here? I'm on the clock, and I'm trying to figure out what to do here. Okay. All right, I'm shooting for the stars. I'm going to take Jalen Hurts. What I was doing there was I was looking at the 8 teams, well, the 8 picks, the 4 teams who were going to be picking between me, and I was looking at who had a quarterback and who did not. 2 did, 2 did not. I did not want to miss on my chance to I am building an upside team right now. That's what I think I'm doing. I'm trying to build for guys who are going to shoot for the stars, and that's why I took Jalen Hurts. But Skinny Dog, who has been giving us love, you love the site, been following Guru since he and Adam Kaplan each had their own site. Love what you have done with FP. I appreciate that, Skinny Dog. Let's see here. That's too far. I mean, I understand why people don't like Josh Jacobs this year, but that's too far. I would have been happy to have taken him. Okay. Man, like, here's the thing about these 10-team drafts, Ben, that I've noticed is like, man, it is so many guys fall farther than you think. But if you've got your eyeballs focused on a guy who falls really far, and you're like, oh, I think I can hold off one more round, and you miss on him by like a pick or two, it hurts all the more. It really does. Okay. Logan Thomas goes there. I mean, he was one of the target leaders like in football last year, so he's been kind of a value, and you know they're going to sling it. I mean, Ben, I am still absolutely effing sickened by that Sixers loss. I was like, when Simmons passed, fuck.
I was beside myself.
I really want to talk about there. All right. Okay. Here comes Skinny Dog here to shit on my hopes and dreams again. He's up ahead of me. I do have a player I am targeting right here. I will just put it that way. And he is trying to find said player to make sure he shits on me. And he does. Holy crap. Odell Beckham in the 9th round is just stupid. I mean, like, I know everybody hates him. Odell Beckham in the 9th round is stupid value. I'm going to take Will Fuller. I'm just going to shoot for the upside at that position. So yeah, I actually like my team, but I've missed out on like 2 or 3 of the wide receivers I really wanted by like 1 pick, and man, does that suck. When you've deliberately kind of massaged it so your team, you know, I needed to hit on some of those, but yeah, that sucked. I was looking at Tyler Boyd and Odell Beckham, and I did not think both were going to go before me, and they both did. Shit. Okay. So let's run down my team right now, if you guys. Yeah, that's stupid. But I wonder if Stoner, who no thinking likes pickles. I agree, no thinking. I freaking love pickles. I wonder if he just wasn't expecting Saquon to be there, so he didn't put him in his queue. Which is a reasonable thing to think, you know. Let's see. So here's my team. Quarterback, Jalen Hurts. Running back, Derrick Henry and Antonio Gibson. I have Joe Mixon as my flex right now. At wide receiver, I have Robert Woods, Adam Thielen, DJ Chark, and Will Fuller. So, and at tight end, I have George Kittle. So I'm pretty into that team right now. I understand I should be stronger at the wide receiver position. I get that, but you know, I'm not. So it is what it is, as they say. Yeah, I'm just like, one thing it's the thing about Jalen Hurts is it's kind of tough. Well, it's not tough. I was actually thinking I could stack him with Devontae Smith, but kind of surprisingly, Devontae Smith went before Jalen Hurts in this draft. Stoner takes two guys I was looking at, because why wouldn't he, with Michael Pittman and Damian Harris. Thank you, Stoner, for doing that to me. Okay. Okay, let's see. Michael Pittman and Damian Harris come off the board. I'm having a hard time with the Colts, with the exception of Jonathan Taylor, whom I love, because I just think it's so hard to acknowledge. I mean, so hard to ignore how bad Carson Wentz was last year. And I just wonder if he's shot mentally. And the fact that there's a change of scenery is a positive thing. But, like, I just think that entire thing just broke him down mentally. Let's see here. Okay. Looking at some players on the board right now. Henry Parker, Coach. All right. Tom Brady. That whole Buck offense is affordable. The whole schmear. Okay, I'm coming up. Best players available by ADP. Raheem Mostert's still out there. Joey Burrow, Brandon Cooks, Matt Stafford, Kenyon Drake, Curtis Samuel, Rojo, Ryan Tannehill, Visca Chenault available. All right. Let's see here. Man, I hate the I'm going to take Curtis Samuel. Curtis Samuel is now my wide receiver 5 on this team. I mean, you can end up with just some stupid depth in these 10-team leagues. Brandon Cooks was the other guy I was considering. I just really hate the Texan offense. I shouldn't let that, like, color me too much, but so how about this? Penny Hardaway was a under consideration to be the head coach of the Orlando Magic, and he's staying at Memphis and is adding Larry Brown to his staff. Larry Brown, who has looked like he's 75 for 38 years. And you love Memphis, Ben. University of Memphis, Ben. You know, which is Penny Hardaway's alma mater, which is when it was called Memphis State. They rebranded Ben as the University of Memphis. obviously had great success under Calipari, and then Calipari went to Kentucky. After they played in the NCAA tournament in that absolutely awful game. That was a really bad game. And then Ben, it was an out and out. What? Oh yeah. I've never done well in that. That's the one thing I haven't done well in. Oh, by the way, Ben Kukanis runs a bowl pool. And we didn't do it this year because obviously, I mean, it just wouldn't have been the same. Ben, I hope you're ready for the bowl pool to come back this year because I had a dream about it. I miss it. Yeah. Well, I mean, half the damn things got canceled. You didn't know anything about the teams. Yeah, what the hell happened in that game? What happened? Oh, and they just like canceled it. Yeah. Oh man, there's some ridiculous bowl games this year. There's the Tony the Tiger Bowl. So what we want to do, and this has been a dream of ours at Fantasy Points for a while, even dating back to the Fantasy Guru days. Hanson and originally the company, like we all had an office there. Now we're all remote. But Hanson and Kukanis live in South Jersey. Hanson is a alum of Rowan University. Ben, you've taught there. He's teaching there going on 7 years, as Ben tells me. As I take Leonard Fournette, who I think is a really good value. He's teaching there going on 7 years at Rowan University. And you know, we were just saying, like, I would love to have a fantasypoints.com bowl at Rowan University in South Jersey. Now, the best thing about Rowan's football team, it's a good they actually have a good program. But my favorite thing about it is their football stadium is Richard Wacker Stadium. Dick Wacker Stadium. Yeah. So we would have to have the fantasypoints.com bowl, the fantasypoints.com Jersey Bowl at Dick Wacker Stadium. Corey Clement. He went to Rowan? Oh, okay. He gave the commit. No, he went to Wisconsin. I was about to say, did he start at Rowan? Yeah. Yeah. Classboro High School alum Corey Clement. Yeah. Anyway, that's what I'm filling my time with. I know you can't hear Ben, but he and I are having like a conversation. But yeah, the fantasypoints.com Jersey Bowl at Dick Wacker Stadium is my ultimate dream. That I want to see that point logo at midfield of Dick Wacker Stadium. If you think I'm lying, look it up. Look up. Rowan football, baby. I wonder if they have a Wikipedia page. Are they good enough to have a Wikipedia page, Ben? No, they don't. Let me see here. Athletic. Yep. The football, field hockey, women's lacrosse, track and field teams play at Coach Richard Wacker Stadium. Oh, it's great. Coach Dick Wacker. Oh, that's so funny. Oh, Ben, it's great. Uh-huh. Let's see here. Irv Smith. Oh, Dolan's on the clock. I'll take Jarvis Landry. There's a boring old value right there as my wide receiver 6. All right. Just took 2 boring values in a row with Leonard Fournette and Jarvis Landry. But now I've taken 6 wide receivers after not taking any in the first 5 rounds. Okay. If anybody wants to help us sponsor the fantasypoints.com bowl at Dick Wacker Stadium. Oh, man. Ben, what conferences would that be? It would have to be like... Oh, no, I mean, for the bowl game, it would have to be like a 5th place team in the MAC against like the 5th place team in the Sun Belt. Oh, I am talking Kent State against Louisiana Monroe. Like, come on, baby. That's big time football. Are you serious? Fulton, Ohio. So actually my therapist, Dr. Richard Lytle, one of the greatest men on planet Earth, helped me out at some tough times after my dad passed away. Thank you, Dr. Lytle. What was there for the massacre? I mean, not that that's something you want to wear, you know, but it's a piece of history, right? From Kent State, you mean Dree Archer? Yeah, who actually ended up playing for the Steelers, and Steeler fans were like super excited about Kent State of Dree Archer, and he just never panned out. He was super fast. Let me go to mock draftable. I understand that like sounds like I'm talking to myself, but Ben is actually in my ear right now. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, Ben will allow himself to be heard. Okay, let's see. Dree Archer.
I think we're good now.
From Kent State ran a 4.26. Holy moly. Yeah, that is a 99th percentile 40-yard dash.
Yeah, I knew it was something blazing fast.
There goes Corey to Gus Edwards.
Well, and then my side story of Kent State is in Rutgers' 3rd year of relevancy, they were ranked number 15, and Kent State came to town and beat them. And my dad was there wearing his Kent State stuff.
So, wait a minute. God damn it. There goes Kirky. Holy crap. I keep getting sniped. Man, when you're upset, you get sniped on Kirk Cousins, though. That's about as sad as it gets. Ben, can they hear you now?
Yeah.
Okay. I think some people were saying they'd rather us be, like, conversational on these live streams. Well, here you go. I'm pissed that I just got sniped on Kirk Cousins.
That's a draft.
Oh, it's something.
Let's see if there's any other YouTube questions.
Let's see here.
Henry Muto, appreciate you being super active.
I just took Adam Troutman as my second tight end. He has the same buy as George Kittle, but I plan on drafting a 3rd anyway. So,
what do you think of Joe Mixon this year?
I like him a lot. I understand why people are down just because he's burned so many people.
Yeah.
We are about halfway through the draft, by the way.
Skinny Dog, love to see an article on strategy as goal is to win all. Kind of like a DFS million.
Yeah, it's like, so one of the things that I have not done well in this draft, and it's, frankly, it's only because I've missed a couple of targets, is stacking. And I think it's important in this kind of draft. But, I mean, it's not, you can win without it. But, yeah, I wish I had that.
Oh, Devontae Adams just put out a tweet. Crazy, we never know what the future holds. Media is going to eat that up.
Oh, yeah, wide receivers always tweet that shit, man. Always. Wide receivers never tweet anything normal.
Can you discuss Jones versus Mixon?
If Aaron Rodgers were to tell me he's back, then I want Aaron Jones first. I think Jones is going to be more efficient. I think Mixon's going to get more volume. I also think that's self-evident because there's no A.J. Dillon in Cincinnati. All right, there goes Jalen Reagor. That was another opportunity for me to stack. But it was not to be.
We can tell the people, and I feel fairly confident we are about a week, 2 weeks max of the generator being back up with more features.
Yeah, that's great. Okay. Jalen Reagor would have been an opportunity for me to stack with Jalen Hurts, but I hate missing on like the stack. I really wanted Kirk Cousins in that round because I have a feeling, but like again, I don't have a ton. Like it's not like I missed out on a planned double stack. It's just like pairing a quarterback with a receiver. So. Stoner says that FP team is the best out there. Thank you, Stoner. Appreciate that. Okay. I do have a little bit of a strategy here, though. There goes Jonnu Smith, who I love this year, too.
When are we starting the Dynasty draft?
Oh, that'll be in 2 weeks.
2 weeks, gotcha.
Yeah, I've just been slacking on that since I accidentally started it. I mean, we have time, and it's just a rookie thing, so. There goes Matt Ryan. Should probably take a backup quarterback here. I'm gonna take. I do have Jarvis Landry, so I'll take Baker. That's a dog shit mini stack, but I'm gonna take a third quarterback anyway. So, I mean, it's 26 rounds. I'm taking a third quarterback.
Okay.
All right. So I have Baker.
Question here.
Yes, sir.
If Kelsey is available in the second round in a 12-team PPR draft, do you take him or go RB?
Yes. Yes.
There you go, Giovanni.
Kelsey in the second round is a fucking auto pick for me. And I'm not even a tight end early guy, but Kelsey has been going almost universally in the first round.
I'm pretty sure no one at Fantasy Points is an early tight end person.
No, but Henderson just wrote the War series where he was like, Kelsey was the most valuable player in fantasy football last year. But I mean, taking him in that is ridiculous value. All right. First defense off the board. The team. I think that's first defense off the board. Let me check out the draft board. That was the first defense. The team's the first defense off the board. Okay. I am not watching another goddamn second of basketball these playoffs. Just pathetic on every level. Absolutely sickening. Oh, just terrible. killing. Oh, it is, Ben. It is making me physically ill just thinking about it. All right, here we go. Oh yeah, because they lost to an inferior team. You know, I'm getting fucking sick of skinny here. Um. Um. Oh, and Fantasy Points Media Group. If you guys are around, man, hello. Thank you so much to everybody who's joined that and made that such a successful kind of venture for us. Took me Cole Hardman as my wide receiver 7. I just need him to get in my lineup like once or twice. Romeo takes a shot on Cole Beasley. Uh-oh. Apparently, Giannis is injured. Oh, absolutely. I just see, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Yikes. Yeah, I'm not watching a second of basketball, but it's hard to ignore the Twitter timeline. Anyway, Giannis is hurt. Latavius Murray comes off the board. Let's see here. Ben, we're entering round 16. Henry Ruggs just came off. Henry Ruggs is as a 15th round pick. I mean, I know it wasn't great last year, but shit. I'll take him at that price. Good pick. Pittman. Here's the thing though, and here's the thing with Rager. I'm wondering how fair it is. Now, I think Rager brought a lot of this on himself, but I'm kind of wondering how fair it is to hold that whole thing against him. That offense was completely broken. Wentz was broken. Peterson was broken. The line was broken. I mean, the whole thing was I think that this isn't like an Ortega-Whiteside thing. I still think there's some hope for Rager. Now, if I were the Eagles, I would have fucking taken Devontae Smith too, and I would have done it, as aggressively as they did. Devontae, the Eagles made the right decision. I mean, let's not get ahead of ourselves here, but yeah, Pittman just showed more promise. Yeah, well, Fulgham's really gifted. I had heard through the grapevine that there were some work ethic issues with him. He was a 6th-round pick. But I mean, guys don't lead the NFL in receiving even over a 4-week span, Ben, by accident. Now, does that mean he's the best receiver in football? No, that's not what that means. But what it means is there is something there, and it's up to Sirianni and Nick Sirianni and his staff to get the most, because you can look at their receiving core and say, all of a sudden, if a couple things click, if Rager improves, even to the point where you can say he's a 50 for 750 kind of guy, if Fulgham taps into some of that, then all of a sudden you're like, okay, now you're kind of cooking a little bit.
I think every Eagles fan would take him as a 57-50 guy.
Yeah.
That's Alshon Jeffrey average numbers.
Yeah, I mean, well, Alshon Jeffrey. The problem the Eagles made, and I think Howie Roseman would probably go back and say, I'd like to do it over, but he would say like he would justify it by saying this was a core that delivered the first championship to this city. I'd do it again if I had to. But the Alshon thing was not, I mean, it just didn't work out. But he played through a torn shoulder and into the Super Bowl. So lots of respect there. All right, I have an idea for this pick coming up. All right. I want to thank everybody for joining us, by the way. Thank you for tuning in as Ben and I just bullshit about Philly sports. Yeah, lots of good things happening for us, by the way. We had a 2.5 hour meeting today with our staff. All right. Coming up here, I'm on the clock in 3 picks. And then I can hear you. Oh, are you sure? Okay. I just took Ryan Fitzpatrick because I have Antonio Gibson and I have Curtis Samuel. I'm just trying to create a mini stack there as my third quarterback. Again, I missed out on, any kind of major stack, but I now have 3 quarterbacks. I'm going to take 3 quarterbacks. It's a 26-round draft. It's just what I'm going to do. That's probably what I'm going to do. Guys, we're getting into the weeds here where we're going to be drafting kickers and defenses, and nobody wants to fucking do that. But that's what these cut line drafts are. I'm going to be drafting a number of them. I have currently, let's see, on my roster, I have 7 wide receivers, 5 running backs, 3 quarterbacks, 2 tight ends. I do not have a kicker or defense yet. And round 18 will be the last. Will be the last. Oh God, are the Phillies shitting it up again? Oh, my Atlanta. Oh. Oh, Ben, the Phillies. A 4-1 lead, and I think the bases are fucking loaded. Yeah. Holy crap. Girardi had pissed me off way more than Doc, though, And like, here's the thing with Doc, how many coaches are going to be, and believe me, like I have absolutely nothing but love for people who think Doc should have done a better job in the playoffs. Like, nothing but love for those people. I think they're 100% right. How many coaches could have gotten through a max player just utterly turtling in a playoff series? He went way too deep. He went way too deep with the rotations. Dwight was useless. Yeah. Girardi just they just saved him from himself by getting David Hale off the team. Oh my God. Okay, I'm going to take the 49ers defense here in the 18th round as my first team defense. This is we're into the slogs of the draft where I'm just drafting defenses and kickers, and nobody wants that. Rashad Penny comes off the board. I think he's kind of interesting this year, Ben. I know, but like, I mean, look, he was an 18th round. He's an 18th round pick. You know, there's. What am I going to do with this pick coming up here in the 19th round, Ben? What am I going to do with it? Yeah, 5th. Do I have any rookies on my team? No, I've got some second-year players though. I have Gibson. I've got Adam Troutman on my team. Yeah, I've actually. I guess my team skews veteran. I have Jalen Hurts on my team too. That's a second-year player. Yeah, he's long gone. Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about him. Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about Bateman, to be honest with you. Um, yeah. Somebody should not put him in the game. Okay, I'm gonna take Tariq Cohen. Just like let me get a 6 running back who can catch some passes. Nothing exciting, but we'll see if he can come off his injury. I feel like I have a boring team, Ben, but there's some values on here. I actually kind of like the team. Would have liked it more with like a stack here or there, but I'm in Genesis. I'm not like I'm not a I actually really like Peter Gabriel, but like I've never got into Genesis is too much out there for me. I'm into yeah. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. You're in Aretha Franklin, nice. I wanted to be in Smashing Pumpkins. They didn't put me in there. Oh, I know Dan. Yeah. Yeah. I'm with Pino. Yeah, he's in my division. Uh, all right, Ben. I think after my pick here in the 20th round, we should call it. Just I think we're running out of things to talk about. Thanks everybody for joining. I'm 6 picks away here. Heading into I guess the 20th round of this draft. Yeah, there's I mean I need at least 2 kickers. I need at least 1 more defense. So with 7 picks left, there's 3 of them already. Yeah, so I think that's just going to be how it is. And yeah, Ben, let's see how when the clock gets to me here. Yeah, the Skinny Dog, thanks a lot, my friend. Yeah, this one guy's taking a lot of time on the clock here, so I need to Denver Broncos comes off the board. The problem is with these, like sometimes like in the live draft across the top, like the ticker, it says Denver Broncos, but it doesn't tell you if it's a defense or a kicker. I think that was the defense, but. Actually, I think there's kickers in that too. All right, let's see. Who am I going to take? I'll take the Bucks kicker. There's good weather there, right, Ben? All right, guys, let's call it. Nobody needs to see Dolan here babbling to himself and taking kickers and defenses. But I appreciate y'all for joining me here. I hope you enjoyed us just bullshitting, and I hope my team wins because that's why I'm doing this. But I hope you learned something, you had some fun, enjoyed the draft board as well. So, all right, thanks a lot, everybody, and we'll talk to you soon. Stay tuned. Graham Barfield on Thursday has an NFFC draft champions draft, so make sure you stick around for that. Thanks, everybody.